You. How nice for you. And do you know something, Halligan? I will not sign it. What do you say to that?
How do you expect me to conduct investigations if you won't allow me to use the database, Chief?
You'll have to get up off your backside and do your own work, Halligan. I feel much more comfortable knowing that you and Lowry can't get up to any more nonsense with the confidential data stored in our database.
Of course, Chief. Thanks a lot.
Don't get stroppy, Halligan.
That's the Central Crime Prevention Office. It keeps an eye on flashpoints in the centre of London. You can't do without a ladder here. The switchboard. We have 4 lines, but Janet's all on her own at the moment. A monitor. That's the Central Crime Prevention Office. It keeps an eye on flashpoints in the centre of London. An instruction from the Chief. It says, Mrs. Browning, there are no exceptions to be made regarding the new safety regulations. I hope I make myself clear. Attach this note to your pinboard and stick to it. Chief Inspector Miller. Nothing's happening. That's a form for information. A sheet of... Not a good idea. I'd rather think about it again. No, not a chance. That's a form for stationery procurement. Without that, you don't get... I should think about it again. I should think about it again. Now I've got a clipboard with the form for information procurement, the carbon paper, and the form for stationery procurement. But the carbon paper juts out a bit. That will be noticed. This is Lowry's world. Cars, cars, cars. Books. He's got books. They're probably just for show, meant to impress the ladies. This is Lowry's world. Cars, cars, cars. Lowry's phone. The show-off always has to bring the latest designer rubbish to the office, as long as it's expensive.
Well, 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 Detective Halligan, the pride of the department. I hear you've been making yourself pretty scarce here lately.
I've been busy.
Oh, yes. Important investigations to conduct, eh? Tell me, what worldwide gang of conspirators are you onto this time? Have the aliens landed yet?
I'd love to tell you, Lowry, if I wasn't aware of the fact that you know a lot more about horsepower and football results than about police work.
Ha ha, very good, Halligan. Highly amusing. Have I ever told you that you bore me stiff? Especially today, I regret to say. So, be a good boy, tell me what you want, and then clear off.
That's a nice suit you're wearing.
Don't humour me, Halligan. You don't know a thing about suits. A blind man would know from 100 yards away that you bought your stuff at Woolworths. What do you want?
I just wanted to say that I'm sorry to hear that things went so badly between you and the Chief.
Don't be a hypocrite, Halligan. I know you're as pleased as Punch about this, but I can tell you one thing right now. Don't expect any support from me.
Let's not argue, Lowry. I need some information from you about the last investigations.
You've got the file, Halligan. I suppose you can read. And now scram!
Lowry, I've read your file. There's just nonsense in it.
Do you know what I think, Halligan? I think I don't need to tolerate a detective in a £20 suit walking past my door criticising the quality of my work.
If my suit was more expensive, would that make your file any better?
Very witty, detective. Yes, really very witty. Tell me, haven't you got anything better to do than crack jokes?
Thank you for being so very friendly, Lowry. Enjoy your spare time.
Just clear off, Halligan. What is it?
I'd really like to know how a braggart like you managed to get a date with Janet.
Well, you know what, Halligan? Women do like a winner, don't they? Little Janet is no exception. We went to the Palace yesterday.
What was showing?
The new Schwarzenegger film.
You know how to handle women, don't you?
Of course. Janet said she found it disgusting, but I know for a fact that she was very keen on it. Women are like that. Do you understand?
What amazes me is why a woman like her should find your boring stories about cars, sports and action films so entertaining.
Halligan, I'm sure you didn't come to tell me that. What do you really want?
Do you know how to operate the copying machine?
Yes, I do.
But you're not going to tell me, right?
You really are a clever boy, Halligan.
You're a really nice person, Lowry.
I do my best.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, Lowry.
What is it?
Where can I find Detective Stryker?
Stryker? On holiday. Why?
Maybe he could tell me more about the skeleton murders.
Halligan, I coordinated the case. Stryker was my right hand. You won't get anything new out of him.
Okay.
What is...
Where can I find...
Stryker?
I heard he was suspended.
Well, not exactly suspended. Actually, the chief did advise him to take his annual holiday.
As a reward for his outstanding achievements in the skeleton murders, I suppose.
Listen, Halligan, your jokes are starting to get on my nerves. I suggest you leave now.
Okay.
What is...
Where can I...
Stryker?
I heard...
Actually, the...
Why?
I don't know. Ask the chief. Anyway, Stryker's on holiday, and that's that.
Okay.
What is...
Have you ever heard of an organization called The Circle?
The Circle? Is that somehow connected to the crop circles?
Okay, forget it, Lowry. I know that you'll say no, but I have to ask for your help.
You do actually need help, Halligan. But not from me. Try a social worker. Well?
Do you know how...
Yes, I...
And will you tell me?
Just guess.
No?
Quite.
You're a really nice person, Lowry.
I do my best.
Okay.
What is it?
Lowry, about our conversation before.
What?
I've got some questions for you.
My God, Halligan, you just don't get the message, do you? Well, what is it?
Have you got a couple of minutes, Lowry? I'd like to talk to you about a couple of things concerning the last skeleton murder.
I really don't feel like chatting right now. Least of all with you, Halligan. Read the file, it's all in there. Halligan?
Yes?
Might I ask you what you think you're doing?
I just wanted to borrow your scissors. Just for 5 minutes.
Forget it.
Don't make such a fuss about your blasted scissors. I won't break them.
Oh, you won't break them, Halligan. You'll lose them, mislay them, not bring them back. You'll do with them what you always do with anything you lay your hands on. I am determined not to lose anything ever again, Halligan, especially not to you. Do I make myself clear?
All right then, keep them.